Live, local, late-breaking news. Now the PBMF News Team.
Hello, I'm Clea Kauser. We have breaking news about a cargo plane crashing in Miami.
The Fine Air cargo plane was on its way to the Dominican Republic and was carrying non-hazardous material. The company says 3 crew members and 1 security guard were on board. But right now, Miami's mayor says only 3 deaths are confirmed, and it is believed all 3 of those were on board the plane. Let's get right to the video. Take a look at the dense black smoke and intense flames that erupted after the crash. The plane went down in a business and industrial district near the airport, just short of the runway. It happened shortly after 12:30. Right now, at least 2 people on the ground suffered minor injuries, which is a miracle, as you can tell. The area where the plane went down is right next to industrial complexes. Witnesses who saw the plane take off say the plane was in the air just a few minutes before it crashed on the street below.
I just saw the airplane take off. It looks like he was like if the airplane stalled and then started going back down until it hits the ground.
We just saw it fly right by us, and it just kind of sort of headed down towards the ground, and then it just a big ball of fire.
The airport is shut one way down due to the crash, and there are some delays at the airport. And rescue teams are searching the ground for any casualties that might have occurred.
Contract talks resume in the UPS strike in Washington, D.C. today, but neither side is giving any clue as to how the talks are going. A little closer to home, things are quieter tonight on the New Stanton picket lines. Today, picketers allowed trucks to enter and leave the UPS center without much resistance. But sheriff's deputies have warned UPS managers driving through the picket lines to slow down. Last night, a striker was slightly injured when she was bumped by a truck leaving the center. Strikers say more accidents will happen if people don't slow down.
After a year of rancorous debate, Pittsburgh City Council voted 8-1 to officially establish a Police Civilian Review Board. Reporter Deborah Todd has a story.
Not all council members originally agreed with the concept of a civilian review board, but the legislation's primary sponsor, Salah Uddin, says that he believes that the council has crafted a bill that will work.
So, even though it's a power of recommendation, it is a significant power, and is probably about as strong a review board as you can get within the way the state laws and the city charter is structured.
Councilman Dan Honorado originally opposed the legislation, but said he voted yes because the citizens wanted it and he had to uphold the charter.
I was convinced, and I still am convinced, that it has very minimal impact, if any, benefit to a problem, real or perceived, with the police department.
Despite Councilman Honorado's misgivings, Salah Uddin believes that this legislation is a big improvement over the old system.
Once this complaint and the information around it is aired in a public hearing, it would be very difficult for the mayor or the chief of police to not act on the results of that complaint.
Now that the Civilian Review Board has been established, Councilman Honorado feels that the next important step lies within the 9 names they submit to the mayor. However, Councilman Uddin feels that what the mayor does with those names is most important. This is Deborah Todd reporting for KUJW News.
City Council has set a November deadline for the selection of the Civilian Review Board member structure.
The Pittsburgh Housing Authority plans to install security stations in the Northview Heights community. RCR Green has more.
I seen what prison looked like, and I'm not going to live like that. I'm sorry, I'm gone.
Residents of the Northview Heights community feel that if the Housing Authority places gates in the community, it's a violation of their freedom.
We went through a whole summer in 1996 without crime. This is another summer that we're going through again without crime. And it has nothing to do with lights. It has nothing to do with gates. It has something to do with the unity in the community.
According to some of the citizens in Northview Heights, crime is decreasing and the need for gates are unnecessary. However, others feel no matter how low the crime rate is, you can never be too safe.
We need the security in here in Northview, and if that's the only way to make the security, the community safe is with the gates, I'm for it. They, you know, these drive-bys, they have to stop.
Housing Authority Executive Director Stanley Love says it is his duty to protect citizens who feel unsafe.
I've got to protect their lives as best as I can with without limiting their freedoms.
Lisa Hurlick knows that as a community, Northview Heights can come together and protest against the gates.
Even though we live in Northview Heights, we still have rights. We are still people. We might be low-income people, but we are still people.
Bottom line, Stanley Lowe says that if the residents of Northview Heights don't like the fact that security stations are being put up, he says they can leave. For KUJW, I'm Sierra Green reporting.
The security stations are due to be in place as soon as funding is available.
A warning tonight for all motorists who flash their headlights warning others of a speed trap.
And vandals target mailboxes in a local neighborhood.
It was a great day for fun in the sun. We'll have more weather when we come back.
The Wall Street Journal keeps you on the cutting edge with news and insights that can affect you personally and professionally. Subscribe now and have the Journal delivered to your home or office. And with your paid subscription, you'll also receive our free personal finance software to help you make smart decisions. Get 10 weeks of the Journal and the software for only $3.80 a week. Call now, 800-255-255, 800-255-5400 for the Wall Street Journal.
This is Channel 11 Carnegie Science Center weather.
Today was a beautiful day. We reached a high of 84 degrees and our low was only 53. Our winds today were quite calm with only 55% humidity. Tonight we can expect more of the same clear and calm weather. Our low bumping up a little bit more to 58 degrees. Now let's take a look at our regional map. Skies are clear from coast to coast. No weather activity really to report. Let's take a look at our forecast. Tonight is clear but not as cool, hitting a low of 58 degrees. Tomorrow it's sunny and warmer, our high reaching 87 degrees. Now let's take a look at our 5-day forecast. Friday, a high of 87 degrees, hitting a comfortable low of 62. Saturday, more of the same, a high of 88 degrees, getting down to 65 degrees. Sunday, 87, hitting a low of 67. Monday, the same, 87 degrees is our high, 66 being our low. Tuesday, we drop a few degrees, and our high being 85, and our low is 65. As you can see, we have the perfect 5-day forecast for the perfect regatta weekend. And remember, for your rain, snow, or shine, you can count on Lisa every time. Back to you, Robert.
State police arrest 3 teens for 50 mailbox bashings in Clay Township. Now the vandals strike Center Township with at least a half a dozen more victims. It's gotten so bad that here on Elliott Road, one homeowner has encased his mailbox in concrete. It still didn't help and vandals hit his box again. Several homes on Elliott and Sunset Roads were hit Tuesday night. State police believe kids ride along with baseball bats hanging out the passenger side to do the bashing. It's gotten so bad here on Elliott Road that some people are afraid to put new boxes up.
As soon as I put a new mailbox up, it's going to get smashed. We have neighbors up the road, and they replace their mailbox on an average of every weekly, and they'll put a new one up today, and tomorrow it'll be all mashed up.
In a separate case last Monday in Clay Township, 3 teens are accused of smashing a total of 50 mailboxes in a single night. Those teens, including 19-year-old Philip Hilliard of West Sunbury, are charged with criminal mischief. Police say there might be additional victims. In fact, on Elliott Road, it's happened so many times that some homeowners no longer report the bashings to police.
Just about everybody's done it. It's the unspoken bond of motorists, flashing headlights to warn of a speed trap ahead. Tonight, a Carlisle, Pennsylvania man says he's taking his case to the state Supreme Court after being ticketed for using his headlights to signal other drivers. A lower court ruled against him last week.
The recent NAACP National Convention injected millions into the city's economy. But how did black business owners fare? Lisa K. Davis has more.
Many black business owners found themselves in unfamiliar territory.
Well, it was something, we never had anything of that magnitude hit Pittsburgh before, and we didn't know how to address it. Some of the white businesses knew how.
Black establishments like Bobby J's Hair Salon anticipated heightened business due to prior experience.
The Gospel Convention, for instance, we got a lot of business from that, a lot of business. I mean, there are men, women, children, I mean, especially the men.
Some are taking this as a learning experience.
In the future, we're going to have a Black Vendors Association here where they're going to have to address the whole conglomerate. I think what is needed with some knowledge about how to run these things, how to anticipate that market.
Although the NAACP National Convention brought millions into the city of Pittsburgh, not all black business owners shared in the profit. Black businesses like Noir Lifestyles and Bobby J's are forming a black business association to better compete within this market. I'm Lisa Davis reporting for KUJW News.
Interracial dating is a controversial topic in the 90s. We had Brandon Pitts go out and see how the public feels about this issue.
Sean L. Holliday has very strong views on interracial dating.
I don't believe in it. I believe that our brothers and sisters should stay among ourselves. I don't think there should be interracial dating. I don't think there should be any kind of mix whatsoever. There's enough problems in this world.
However, Laura Smith feels that if she finds the right person, dating out of her race will not be an issue.
I feel that if two people meet each other and they really care about each other, then they should be together. That's a special thing, and they should definitely foster that.
Marcy Thornton also doesn't mind dating outside of her race.
I'm dating a black guy right now. He treats me good.
Thornton's feelings don't always match others in her race.
Asians be with Asians, whites be with whites, black folks should be with black folks.
The only difference is really skin. If you're connected with a person, then you're connected with them, regardless of what color they are or what their skin tone is.
The majority of the people that we have spoken to today said that they don't oppose interracial dating. And they said it is up to the individual if they choose to be in an interracial relationship or not. This is Brandon Pitts with KUJW News.
We'll be back with sports and Ronald Gadsden in just a minute.
Former Pirate Al Oliver, PCNC at 9.
So, Ron, how are the Pirates faring without their Kevin Young?
I hear it's a close race for the division lead.
Yes, and the Pirates inch closer to the top spot in the NL Central Division. The Bucks with a big win in front of 18,000 crowd at Three Rivers. And the Pirates win, combined with a Houston loss, means the Pirates are only 4 games out of first. Second inning, Florida Darren Jackson homer for 1-0 Florida lead. Pirates starter Francisco Cordova hits Florida's next. Batter Moses Alone, and Alone heads for the mound. Corva and Gene Lamont get tossed from the game. Lamont goes berserk, and the best tantrum of the year. The Pirates have must get excited because in the bottom of the second, the Bucks' Del Swan ties the game with an RBI single. The Bucks scored twice in the second, and in the fourth, Jermaine Ollinsworth drives home another run, and it was 3-1 Pirates. Meanwhile, the Pirates' relief was superb. Last night, Esteban Luza pitched 3 scoreless innings and looked great after last night's debut. In the seventh, Jason Kendall's 2-run homer makes it 5-1 Pirates, and that was the ball game. A huge win for the Bucks because Houston's lost tonight. Rich Louisa strikes out Gary Sheffield to end it in the ninth. Bucks win 5-1 behind some relief, pitching by Esteban Luisa, who looked completely different today. Meanwhile, first place, Houston played in Philly this afternoon in the 11th. Philly's Rex Hurdle singled in the winning run as the Astros lost 6-5, allowing the Pirates getting within 4 games in the National League Central Division. And one final note today in sports. Jerome Bennett's still nursing his leg, and the Steelers had good practice.
A Pittsburgh neighborhood known for violence is taking on a new look. Our Lakeisha Wolf has this.
Almost 20 students from several high schools united this summer for a special purpose. They transformed a vacant field on the north side into a beautiful display of artwork and flowers.
This area used to be a little dirt spot.
Ace Pippins, the assistant supervisor of Phase, the company that funded the project, says the residents living here are supportive.
They seem to appreciate what we've done here, so I'm hoping and praying that they'll maintain this and water it and take care of it.
Right here at the Kansas City Monarchs from
Curtis Thomas, a sophomore at Oliver High School, helped out with the painting. Do you think that this Negro Baseball League will benefit the community in any way?
Yes, because it'll help teach some people about that part of their heritage that they did not know about.
It looks pretty good.
Disabled as a result of violence, Pippin says he has influenced some students in the right direction when it comes to violent crime.
This is something good. This is a blessing from God. Maybe this will take away all this violence and stuff from this neighborhood. They'll see that it can change. You know, people can change.
Some teens may have a bad reputation on the street, but on the corner of Wilson and Burgess on the north side, these teens are learning more about themselves, about their history, and what it takes to beautify a community. This is Lakeisha Wolf for KUJW News.
With the recent emphasis on young black males because of the Million Man March, many have forgotten about their female counterparts. But one young lady from Chinley High School has not.
We shop a lot. We like to shop. We like to go to movies.
The STAR, Sisters Taking Account and Responsibility program, based on relationship building and mentoring, is the creation of Kalani Palmer.
I was sitting in church and my pastor was speaking on how women should take account and responsibility for the younger females.
When asked what makes STAR different from other groups, Kalani replied,
"We plan on having workshops at our meetings where we could talk about issues that everybody wants to discuss." And they wrote down things like sex, drugs, and crime, basic issues with teens.
When Kalani's peers heard about STAR, many doubted that success would come.
Most of the people that came to the meetings are people that talked about me all through high school. So they're interested now, but we're closer. I go out with them, we talk on the phone, and I can trust them.
Kalani's little sister in STAR, Tanya, has this to say about her experience.
It's like giving me an opportunity to look up to somebody older, like a female, because my mother don't live with me, so I look up to Kalani.
Relationships, like the ones Tanya and Kalani have formed, are the key to programs like STAR's success. For KUJW News, I'm Kalia Kauser. To learn more information about Sisters Taking Account and Responsibility, call 456-4072.
More news just ahead.
Revenge for people who've been dumped because of looks on the next Montel.
Talent scouts often pass Pittsburgh by. Here's our Janiyah Wright with a story on a young group that's stopping them in their tracks.
Breaking my heart.
These silky smooth voices belong to the young Pittsburgh-based group TRB, which stands for Tough, Ready, and B3. Ben Freeman discovered them.
It started out mainly in the church, and we were singing in the church a lot, and my dad, he seen that we had a talent, and we told our dad that we wanted to start a group up.
In case you haven't figured it out, these three young men, Christopher, 14, Antoine, 16, and Ben III, 21, are brothers. Their father/manager, Ben Freeman, has a theory about what first inspired their talent.
Throughout their growing up, they heard music. So that's, basically it was subliminally set in their minds.
Let me tell you what Eminem. Their agent, Willie Wesley Jr., a.k.a. Chill Will DeMaestro, CEO of Time to Shine Entertainment, sees a bright future for TRB.
Very dedicated, spiritual young men, and I think they're going to do excellent, definitely. I commend their parents for the work that they've done because they make my job a lot easier.
Many times, young people don't know where they want to go with their lives. But these three young men say that with the help of their family and friends, and most certainly God, there is nothing that can stand in their way. Janiyah Wright reporting from Shadyside for KUJW News.
By the way, TRB has sold over 5,000 singles without any radio airplay, performances, or press coverage until now.
Water, sun, and fun at the point, it can only mean one thing. It's time for this year's regatta. This year marks the 20th anniversary of the Pittsburgh Regatta, which has become one of the largest in the U.S. The regatta is an event that many people in Pittsburgh look forward to all year long. Daredevil airplanes, boat races, food, and just the fun of being at the point combine to make the regatta experience something special. But what makes people keep coming back year after year?
All the activities for the kids and the events and just seeing everybody, seeing all the people.
And it's free.
Food's good, the people are good. Just a nice atmosphere, everyone gets along.
There's been some recent questions over how President Eugene Connolly has used annual regatta funds. This issue has caused many people to speculate over the future of the regatta.
I think they should check into it and find out, where's the money, and hopefully they will get the money or either just cut the whole thing out.
Despite recent controversies, the regatta seemingly provides enough activities for everyone to have an enjoyable time. I'm Robert West, reporting for KUJW News.
Finally tonight, local high school students who aspire to become journalists are attending the Pittsburgh Black Media Federation's Urban Journalism Workshop.
Our Ronald Gadsden has the story.
Director Chris Moore says with a little guidance from adults, the students will be a success no matter what.
And if older people reach back and show them things, I don't care if they're engineers, doctors, lawyers, journalists, whatever, show them a better way to do something and demand that they do their best, I think young people will respond and surprise most adults.
Asha Gotti believes no matter what career path you take, the workshop is a valuable experience.
I feel that it is a very good program, and I feel as though a lot of young teens should go into this program, even if you're not going into journalism.
Working with students brings an overwhelming sense of joy to Chris Moore.
I think the thing that I enjoy most is working with young people. Our young people get a bad rap. Young people in general get a bad rap these days.
One thing Moore hopes is no matter what career a person chooses, he or she helps someone else to achieve their goals.
The main goal and the main thing I want students to learn is to reach back and help somebody else when they're able, when they're in a position to help a younger person. That's what they should do.
Here at Point Park College, the students study to be young journalists, and the Pittsburgh Black Media Federation believes that this is the foundation for a good career. This is Ronald Gaston for KUJW News.
For the whole KUJW team, I'm Robert West.
And I'm Kalia Kauser. Good night.